That's it. Yes. Can I get your name?
It's Teresa Daniels.
Okay, Teresa, the attorney's not on yet, but you just sit and she'll hopefully be with us shortly.
Okay.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Miss Wheelie, I have Teresa Daniels who is participating, and it's 2020 LM 71.
That's on for an answer hearing.
Correct. And so we didn't get a docket sheet from you guys this
Want me to
time.
forward you one right now? I can definitely email that to you literally right now.
That would be great. And then, Ms. Daniels, I'm going to pull up your information, and I'm just going to have you answer to the petition, okay? So bear with me. My office is not built for multiple devices. Okay, so Teresa, I'm pulling up your information.
Okay.
And that's sent right now. Sorry about that, Your Honor.
That's fine. Teresa, did you read the petition?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so it's alleging that there's some unpaid medical bills that are due
Yes.
in the amount of $512.32. Are you, today's an answer hearing date where either you admit to owing that or you deny it. And based upon how you answer determines what I do next. Will you be admitting to this or denying the allegation today?
I admit it.
Okay, so Teresa, you understand when you admit to that, that amount being due, that the court's going to grant judgment to the Norton County Hospital so that they can collect legally on the judgment, on the amount due. So there'll be a journal entry that will, a journal entry of judgment that will be presented to the court. I'll review it, and if everything's correct, then I'll sign it and it'll get filed in your case. You will get a copy of that, okay?
Yes.
Okay. Ms. Wheelie, do you want her to call your office to provide information, or?
If she would like to provide it now, she certainly can if she's comfortable with that, or if you are, but if not, if she would call my office within 2 weeks to set a payment plan, that would be sufficient as well. It's whatever both she and you would prefer.
Do you want to do that right now, Ms. Daniels?
Yeah, that'd be the only way I could do it.
Okay, so let me tell you, are you going to be asking for any personal identifiers? Because we are live on YouTube.
Right. And that's why I didn't know. I mean, I'm not going to ask her date of birth, but I mean, it is going through obviously medical debt, and then I would verify her address. So if she would prefer, and if you would prefer to protect the protected personally identifiable information, the PII as it is, then she can just call my office within 2 weeks. If that works for you. I would like to verify her address though, because I don't believe any longer that is one, like I can't publish it, but if she could verify her address for me, that would be ideal so that I know that I have the correct place to send her documentation and journal entry.
Yes, sure. Teresa, can you verify that with Ms. Wheelie?
Yes. It's 508 Home Street,
Okay.
Norton,
Perfect.
Kansas.
And that's what I have on file. I just wanted to make sure that I have your correct information. And is this phone number you're calling from the best number to reach you at? I won't say that out loud, but it does show up on our screen here for us. So,
Yes, yes.
okay.
Okay.
So if you would, ma'am, call my office within 2 weeks to set up a payment arrangement, that would be ideal. You can call, I mean, as soon as you get off the phone with me here today, my assistants will be able to see my
Okay.
notes, but we'll go from there. But yeah, to protect your information, it's probably best that we go ahead and have you call as opposed to go through that here on the internet.
Okay.
Okay, so Teresa, do you have their number?
No, go ahead and give it to me.
Okay.
Or can you?
620, sorry, man, 620
220.
227
Okay.
3190.
227 3910. 3910.
Yes. Sorry, I had to think through that. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. So I have 202 227 3910.
3190. I'm sorry, it's 3190.
Okay.
And
Okay.
It's on your court paperwork too, if you've got that still.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I got it.
I think
In the
she's
top left hand.
area code. I think she said the wrong area code.
Okay.
Samantha, do you want to go through that again slowly for her?
Yeah, it's 620
Oh,
227.
Okay.
3190. I'm sorry, I might have said 785 because I was typing yours at the same time as telling you mine, and I think I should probably not try to deal with two phone numbers at the same time. Sorry.
Okay, so you said 3910 again. When it's 31, is it 3190, right?
Yes, 3190.
Okay. I got it.
Sorry.
I want to turn them around, I guess.
Okay. Anything else from Ms. Daniels?
No.
I'm going to excuse her then, and she can go. So Ms. Daniels, all you need to do
Okay.
is just hang up and you'll be disconnected from the hearings.
Okay, I will.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. So, how are the other counties doing the hearing and aids?
I just ask people if they're comfortable with me talking to them on the internet, and they let it go through.
Okay.
Some of them use a breakout room. Finney County uses a breakout room, but everybody else just, I ask ahead of time, kind of like I did there. And if they are comfortable talking to me, I just talk to them.
Okay.
It really is kind of whatever you'd prefer, because I know, I don't want to.
Sure. Now, it would worry me, and as a individual, I would not do it, but if they're comfortable with it, I guess.
Yeah.
I probably should make sure they know that we're live streaming.
Yeah. I had a question on a case where I'd made a motion for setting of a pretrial hearing in a case and motion for setting of a hearing on a motion to compel for today in 19 LM 75. The court did not order that be set. Opposing counsel has been in contact with me, and I advised them that I was going to ask the court today to go ahead and set that for a pretrial and a hearing on the motion to compel for my next court date in Norton County, if that's okay with you, because I know the court, you typically do those scheduling orders, so I didn't want to do that. And I didn't know if it could specify that we have to comply with your local rule 604 that requires a pretrial questionnaire for the pretrial, because it's a pretty old case.
Oh, okay. It's an old case?
It's a 19 LM 75, and I've filed a motion to compel, and I'm sorry.
And it's still a pending case?
Yeah, it's still a pending case. And as I said, I don't want to obviously ex parte, but I did talk to opposing counsel and tell them that I was going to ask for a pretrial hearing and hearing on the motion to compel to be set for my next date up there, which would be
December?
I think I have November the 12th, maybe.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. But if we set that for November the 12th, and then I will tell the court, as I told opposing counsel, that I intend to withdraw the motion to compel if I get the discovery responses before then, but I still would like the pretrial hearing. And it's my understanding that right now Zach Peterson is the opposing counsel, but that Rance Ames will be taking over, and I am in an email chain with the three of them.
Good.
And I'm just relaying what I told him I would tell you. So.
Hey. Yeah. Okay. Sure.
And that's in 19 LM 75 if you needed that case number.
I do. I don't. They used to. Counsel was required to submit to us copies of all documents filed, and that's not happening anymore. And so I don't always know until somebody brings it to my attention. Because I get, every time somebody does something in a case, I get an email. So it's really hard to be able to track every single filing because, well, I'm going to tell you, I don't have time to go in and look at each notice.
No, I mean, I get that. We get thousands of e-flex notifications a day because you get them for every little thing.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I just knew it wasn't set because they were asking about continuing today. And I told them, and like I'm telling you, and I told them I would tell you what was in our email basically about scheduling only, that I didn't believe anything was set today. But that I was going to ask for the pretrial hearing and the motion to compel to be set November the 12th. And I advised both Mr. Ames and Mr. Peterson of that. And that should we, and should the response to the discovery be obviously returned to me before, then I would clearly withdraw a motion to compel because there'd be no reason for it.
Right. Okay. Okay. So I'll set that for I'll set it for 10 on the 12th.
Do you know if I'll still be via Zoom at that point, or will I be able to be in person? Do you know?
I think we'll do in person.
Okay.
I think they're kind of getting a little more, well, some places are, we are, and they may still have their mask requirement and 6-foot distancing, but.
Okay. That's what most of the places that I'm in person at right now are doing, is the mask and 6 feet. The only places I'm really doing Zoom repeatedly right now are Thomas County, and then, which is usually a really small docket, but then Seward and Finney counties, but they're such larger dockets that it's, and I guess Johnson County, we're still doing, where you can submit the hearing and aid stuff ahead of time. But.
Yeah. No, I think that by that point, unless we have some huge outbreak, but
And your courtroom's really large. I feel like it'll be pretty easy for us, and we stagger the hearing times. So I think between the staggered hearing times and the size of your courtroom, it'll be very easy to socially distance. We could probably do 12 feet if people want it. It's a pretty big courtroom.
I agree. I don't see anybody else joining us at all. I know we've had a couple of calls.
Okay.
One from Julie Hilburn, which is 2020 LM 75. And she was going to reach out to your office to pay the judgment. I don't know if she did or if she didn't. I don't know.
She called, it looks like she did call to get that payoff amount. It looks like she's sending a check. So at this point, I would request the default, but obviously if I receive that check, I'll instead file a dismissal of the case because it will have been paid in full.
Sure. And then let's see, Tamara Barnes. I don't see that she's joined.
I do not either, and I show that she was personally served August the 17th, and since she does not appear, I would request a default judgment be entered against her.
The default. And then what about, doesn't look like you have service on Ray's Davies?
I showed this. Yeah, I show no service on him, so I'll have to issue an alias summons.
All right, and the last one on here is Terry and Kelly, is it Gray Bast?
They paid in full, so I'll file a dismissal.
And Clarissa Abel, was there no service on her?
That's the one that was the pretrial, the 19 LM75 that,
Oh, that's, okay, got it. Because we're not showing it, anything set, but that's the one you were talking about?
yeah, where I just, after the pretrial hearing and the hearing on motion to compel.
I'll get that sent out. It'll probably be later in the week before I get to it.
I will note, I don't know if you're able to without him filing an entry of appearance, but I think that Mr. Peterson is still listed as counsel of record, but Rance Ames is taking over for him. So
Yeah, I can't do it until he actually,
Okay.
I can't change it.
okay.
I'm not,
I wasn't sure how that works. Like I said, we're all three in an email chain together, the three of us. So
okay. Yeah, I can't change that information until I can, but I can't.
okay, that's great. I have a couple of hearing and native executions that were excused from 11 o'clock if you would like those before
Yeah.
people come on.
That'd be great.
I have 13 LM86 Kendra Merchant. She was excused.
Okay. Thank you.
And then I have 14 LM 188 Nicole Ochoa Bazin was excused.
Okay. I have a note here from, and I'll just tell you, she must have called in because the clerks brought it over and just said that Tori Fringer is on her way to Hill City for COVID testing. It's
Okay,
not-
so I'm going to want to continue hers to November the 12th, if that's okay.
Yes. And she said she does not have Zoom.
Okay.
So, just so you know. And I'll make a note here to continue.
Yeah, I'll get a continuance on file for that.
Okay. So that just leaves that Maria Franklin, right?
Yes.
For the
That's only one. At 11, and then I have some motions to revive at
I see.
11, and then I have contempt hearings at 11:30.
Yes. And what does OOS mean?
Out
On
of
your-
state.
Oh, out of state, okay.
So if it doesn't really matter, I guess, on a contempt hearing, but on a any that have to be served, like with a motion, like a motion to revive or a answer hearing, we have to wait 30 days from the date of service to get it on file. So
Yes,
alert for us to not miss it. Kind of a
got it.
helper for us.
And it's sorters, yeah, his has kind of a mess. He's been continued.
Yeah, I was looking at that. Because I think he was in the hospital, and so you had me continue it last time because he'd called and said he was in the hospital.
Yes. And I think he provided a statement, didn't he? Because usually
Yes.
I them to provide a verification that they're in the hospital. Sorry, my setup here is not the best.
All right, that's okay. You guys had a lot of outbreak up there. I talked to the, where were they at? Phillips County people yesterday, and they said that they've got quite a few in Phillips.
We do not. I think we had two active cases that came about over the weekend. That's it. So I feel like we've been lucky or blessed or we've had so much smoke from Colorado.
Oh, really?
Been Um, not, I mean, it's, you can tell some days are better, other days not so much. But it has really affected, we've had a lot of allergy issues up here. And so it's really affected allergies, the congestion. I don't know. It's just, I feel like it's on and on with it.
My allergies have been a lot worse here this fall than normal. I've been having to take a Sudafed almost every day just because I've had the sinus pressure gives me a headache really bad. And so that's my biggest problem with allergies. I can deal with a runny nose and itchy eyes. It's the headache that really gets me.
I have that same problem. It turns into a migraine. And so I have to be really careful with that. And I'm like you, I've been taking Claritin every night. Every night since August. My husband has been taking it. He has allergies. So, gosh, and if you miss it, then you can really, the next day,
Oh,
so much drainage. Oh,
I just start to feel like I can't almost see. And it's not like because my eyes are itchy. It's just because there's so much pressure right there that I just feel like I'm squinting. And even though I feel like I'm squinting at my computer, even though it's like right in front of me. And then you get a headache from just that constant.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to step away and grab a soda real quick.
I'm going to step away too.
So I will. I'll go in and tell her, because we're in between the 10:30 and 11. Okay, so I don't know if you mentioned it. Tell her I can forward to them the Zoom invite. She wants out there. This time, this is the last, yeah. I'll see him when he comes in. I'll let him know. Okay. Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Sam, I had somebody out in the lobby. So I had Kayla Peterson on your motion to revive.
Okay.
Zach Peterson is going to be representing her. I'm going to send him a invite to Zoom.
Okay.
Driving back from a criminal revocation hearing that was held 30 miles over in Oberlin. So he might be a few minutes late joining.
Okay.
But I told him I would just wait and admit him when I see him come up.
Okay.
I'm going to invite him in just a few minutes. So I don't know. Gosh, a lot of times it'll say invite. Hang on a minute. There it is. Okay. Jeez. Couple more minutes.
No rush.
Well, I'm glad we don't have 70 of these to do.
Yeah.
I think it's really difficult.
It certainly can be.
I've had to do juvenile adjudications, criminal conviction case trials, evidentiary trials, Whoa.
So you're
So,
ready for it to be back in person, I assume then?
yes. Yes.
Because I've had a mixed bag. Some judges say they are going to prefer to have it remain Zoom, I guess, which
Our district,
some.
well, he loves sitting in his office with the door closed and doing all these Zoom hearings. I prefer in person.
I think there's certainly pros. I don't mind the answer hearings necessarily via Zoom. I think the rest of it's a lot more challenging
Right.
via not Zoom.
Right. And some of the problems or things that I get concerned about are inability, not having the ability to connect to Zoom, or even if they have the ability, not being technically advised or informed on how to do it. Because a lot of our docket are older people, and
Right.
and I think that makes it challenging. I'm going to go out and make sure there's nobody else out there.
Okay.
And as soon as I see Zach Peterson, I'll admit him in.
And then I think at 11, it's not quite 11 yet, but we're also potentially a Maria Franklin on 18 LM 147. So just for
Yeah,
your knowledge, I've got tabs on her too.
yeah. I'm not familiar with her, so I don't know if she's older or I don't know. I don't recognize the name.
I think she's about my age, just based on that I have here.
Does she still reside in Norton County?
So that we issued to Lyons, Kansas, which is in not Lyon County. Is that in McPherson County? I have to think where Lyons is. I'm sorry.
I think it is in McPherson. Oh, I don't have that anymore. But I don't know. McPherson.
Lyons. I know it's not in Lyon County. It's one of those weird ones. It's in Rice County. I'm sorry.
In Rice County. Oh. Wow. I hope she didn't drive.
Remote hearing.
They're renovating our courthouse, and so you may hear they're working on the third floor today. So there's a lot of drilling, and I don't know what they're doing out there, but they're working on it. They've been updating the electrical and the plumbing, making us so that we are better equipped to do electronics in the courtroom, in our offices. In most of the offices, we have just a couple of plugins with all of these, yeah, I can't think what they're called. You plug stuff into them, and if they overload, it helps prevent, what is that called? Yeah, but anyway.
Like when you throw the breaker?
Right, but everything's plugged into a power strip. Thank you. So,
sorry, I was not understanding. That's my fault.
Right, we have double screen computers, we have printers, shredders, scanners, all of this that the courthouse is not equipped to handle. And so they're going in and updating, putting in new cooling and heating, LED lighting, which is wonderful. I'm hoping that the courtroom will be so much brighter. new carpeting. So I'm really excited that they're making the effort to keep us updated.
Yeah, that's excellent.
Yeah. So hopefully the courtroom, well, they're looking at putting receptacles into the floor so that you can plug your laptop in and or your phone's always being charged or having that access to electricity. So that's wonderful.
Yeah, I really appreciate that in courthouses where I go, where at the desk, basically, I'm able to keep my laptop plugged in, just because, particularly like when I'm there for 2.5 hours, I start to run low, but it's difficult. I'm not going to try to remember all the math involved in this without numbers right in front of me. There's no way. So
Right. And that's kind of like us utilizing Zoom. I've had 2 to 3 hour hearings and getting close to my computer, my laptop.
right.
So I have to run the cord across, move my little power strip so it'll reach, and hope that I don't have to turn and use the computer for anything. There's Zach Peterson.
Okay, perfect.
And anyway, so it's a struggle in here too. I wondered if you would get a speeding ticket on the way home.
Morning.
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 You made it back?
Barely.
Okay, so I'm gonna admit somebody else. I don't see them on our list though. Oh, it says Tori Ebner, so I wonder if that's Tori Fringer.
Oh yeah, and she was continued. She did call in, and my staff explained how to like call in to Zoom as well as.
Okay, so can we do her real quick?
Yeah, she's on for hearing and aid, so.
Yeah. Can you hear us, Tori? Can you hear us? I'm showing that she's connecting to the audio. I'm not sure that she can hear us. Can you shake your head if you can hear us?
Yes,
Okay.
now I can.
Okay, so let me tell you that I have a message that you called in this morning, right? Are you Tori Fringer also? Okay.
Yeah.
And that you were going for testing. You're set for a hearing and aid on a 2015 LM 380 case. It's an unpaid medical case that
Yes.
was back 5 years ago. We are streaming live on YouTube, and so I'm really hesitant to have you answer a lot of personal questions. And what I would prefer that you do is that within the next 2 days, so before Friday morning, that you would call the ARSI's office and provide the information to them on the phone so that your information is not being broadcast live. If
Right.
you fail to do that, I want you to know that there could be a motion for contempt filed. And
Okay.
so do you have your papers before you that you were served?
I just have one paper and I lost it.
Okay, so do you have a pen and pencil or a pencil and paper available?
Yes.
So I'm going to have Miss Wheely provide the phone number that you need to call to provide the information to them.
Okay.
Real quick before I do that, it looks like you've called my office a couple times this morning. Do you still have that number available to you? Because that would be the number you need to call.
Oh, yeah. I saved it on my phone. That's
Okay, yeah, it looks like you've talked to both my assistants, Stephanie and Yesenia this morning, and if you just call that number, I've already noted that you're gonna be calling to set a payment plan, so you'll be able to do that with them over the phone, because I see that they kind of helped you with the Zoom process here this morning, it looks like.
right, because I thought we were actually appearing in court, like at the courthouse in Norton.
Right, and I get that. So if you just want to call that same number that you have already called this morning, and I've noted, and so they won't be telling you to log into Zoom now. They're going to tell you to do answer financial questions over the phone and to set a well, they're going to try to set a payment plan with you, but you're required to answer the financial questions over the phone with them, and we'll go from there. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so why don't you go ahead and you could probably call him now and provide that information and you'd be done. Okay?
Yeah,
All right. Do you have any questions?
okay. No. Not,
Okay.
not
So
that
what I want to stress with you is if you fail to do that, I will probably see a motion for contempt filed. So you have the time right now, just call and take care of it so you don't have to worry about it.
well, yeah, because I'm not going to work for the next couple days. So,
Yeah, you might as well get it taken care of. Well, I hope you get to feeling better.
all righty. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, Mr. Peterson. You're muted.
I feel like that my entire life, Judge.
Hey, there's a motion that was filed to revive an old case. It's 2013 LM 81, Norton County Hospital versus Kayla Peterson. And Kayla came in and appeared and advised me that you were going to assist her with this. And so that's when I told her I could send you an invite so you guys could participate. I'm assuming she's with you?
Yes, sorry. We're in my office, so you can't see them, but
That's all right. So are you going to be contesting this motion?
I need to,
Whoa.
yeah, sorry, wrong button. I need to, I need time. I just put it that way. I found out about this about 40 minutes ago on the details of it. Since the motion's been filed, I need to look at the record. I see the motion, I understand the points and the dates, but I do need to review the record. If we can do a special setting, I know Miss Sweely has kind of a set date and time. I don't know if we want to wait that long out. I'm fine doing something different than that since we're doing it by Zoom. But I just need a little bit of time to review everything and see if there's any defense to it, or if we have that ability, if you would be willing to grant that continuance.
Ms. Sweely, any objection?
I do not have an objection to that. I just want to make sure that if we don't continue it to my next set day and time, that it's a time that we're both mutually available.
I'm fine doing it the next time. I just didn't know if you would be open to waiting that long.
Oh yeah, I am. I will note that. Let me look at the motion because it says the motion would be basically void based on my argument in December of 2020, because I am arguing that it went dormant in 2018 December. So if it does get moved past the November date for any reason, I would ask that we agree now that we're going to treat it as if it was filed before the December 18th date, because in the event it got continued again, because I don't want to continue it beyond when the judgment would, I'm arguing, go void, because this is prior to that. And I don't want to waive or continue this so far that it becomes void while it's pending, basically.
Right. And I understand. I will agree to that. I think she filed a motion. So that's the date. Right. So
perfect. Yeah. Yeah. No, and that's fine. I just, because of all the limitations on time and everything these days, I just am trying to be super clear about that, because everything's crazy.
So her next appearance date is November 12th.
And we
And
can set that at 10:15 if you want, Your Honor, because I know I
Yeah.
have that pretrial hearing on the case. It's still yours, Mr. Peterson, but will be Mr. Ames's, as I had told you guys in email. I announced, and we'll set for
Right.
pretrial that day. But if you want to set for 10:15,
and that will be in person, Zach.
Okay.
Does that work?
Yeah, that works for me. At
Okay.
10:15?
Yes.
Okay.
perfect.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Thanks for calling in or connecting in.
Thank you for working with me, both of
You're
you.
welcome. All right. Talk to you later.
Have a good day.
Okay. The clerk just brought me in a note.
Okay.
It says Heather Waterman appeared in Oberlin Court. She says she does not have the Zoom paperwork. And so the clerk advised her to contact your office. And that's the other motion to revive.
Okay. Continue.
So I don't know if you want to continue it, if she may be calling.
Yeah, if we want to continue that, that's fine. I would also just note and ask that we're continuing it basically for her benefit, so that if it were to go void between now and November the 12th, that it's basically tolled during, I mean, I know there's tolling anyway right now, but I'm trying to be real clear on that because I don't want to come back and bite myself later.
Sure. Yes, that's fine. So you want to just continue it to 11 o'clock on that day? Just put it
Yeah,
in.
that's fine.
Okay. Well, she may be calling your office.
Okay.
So I'm just making notes on my calendar.
Me too.
It's rough. Okay, so I'll check out in the lobby because I know Moppins may not have the ability to have Zoom.
Zoom.
Yes.
Okay.
But that's out of state, so sorry.
That's okay.
Laura Jameson. Not familiar with her. Oh.
That's the third one on the hearing aid. Maybe the hearing aid did not get them. On some of the returns, we had. I don't know.
We're going to continue on Heather, and then Ed's is a contempt hearing.
Yeah,
Um,
and Ed is, and he's here, but he says he didn't get a note. So he's
Okay.
the third person that told me.
so Ed Sorters appeared, but he is stating that he did not get a Zoom notice on how to connect in. Is it
Okay.
the person that's told us that today? Told the
I
clerk.
don't know why that happened, and I'm sorry. I'll follow up with my staff on that to see what we did.
I'm going to see if I can get his email, and then I can just invite him in.
Okay,
That way you,
sorry about that.
no, that's okay.
Sorry, it's just on here in a, it's not on the new cases. Yes. Yeah, that's what we would, yeah.
I'm helping him try and get connected. He does not have the Zoom app, but I told him that I was gonna, he should be able to join us when I invite him, so. Gonna do that. And then I've asked him to probably step out of the courthouse because they're working up here on the third floor. It's pretty
Okay.
loud.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you said that's Mr. Sorter?
Yes, that he's the one that was to appear in February, and then
Okay.
he got us a doctor's statement. It's on file. I looked. Then we
Okay.
continued it to May, but we didn't do May, and now we've continued it to here. So I am gonna send him this invite, and then I'm gonna go out and see if I can't help him connect.
If not, he could probably call that like 1-800 number too.
Okay, can you give me that number?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
invite.
like in your invite that you sent me, but
Yes, I will tell him that too.
doesn't prefer the app or the video. I mean, excuse me.
I'll be back.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, I have Laura Jameson on and Ed. Ed, I'm
Okay.
gonna put him in first.
Okay.
He's on his way out of the courthouse.
Okay.
I'm gonna let Laura on.
Okay.
And then I'll try and move her back. Possibly, if I can find it. It is connecting. Laura,
Yes,
can you hear us?
I can.
Okay, so this is kind of awkward to be doing it. Let me shut my door just a minute.
No problem.
Okay, so you were served with a citation for contempt. And Laura, this is from a 2019 LM 135 case. What generally occurs with this is the reason the citation for contempt issued was because you had failed to appear for a hearing in aid. What I need to have you do is advise me why you didn't appear back when you were ordered to appear for hearing in aid.
I think what happened was I was very sick in January and for about 2 weeks. And I don't know if my husband got the paperwork and didn't give it to me or something like that, because I have a stack of stuff because we're trying to get to the point where we can file bankruptcy, because we had, like, 2019 was a really, bad year for us, lost jobs, et cetera, et cetera. So I am working. I got a teacher job here in Palco as a new music teacher. So things are definitely looking better. I just got my first paycheck today. So we are definitely working on getting all of this cleared up.
Okay, so Laura, what I want to stress with you is when you fail to appear in the citation for contempt issues.
Right.
Court could find that you are in contempt, and you could go to jail. That's how the statute.
Yeah, and I do understand that.
Right, and you could be fined. And so I guess I can't stress enough the importance of when you get papers served on you that you appear in court, to avoid any of that. In addition, the attorney or the person who holds the judgment can ask for sanctions like additional attorney fees or a fine. So I think it's really important that you understand that there are consequences for failing to appear in
I
court.
do. And I know my husband was served papers as well. So the only thing that I can think of is that we got confused and maybe we thought they were for him.
Okay.
Because he did have a court date there in Norton a while back for his hospital bill. And then we set up payments with RC, I think, with them. And then so we took care of it that way, which is what I'm hoping we can do today.
Okay. So Ms. Neely, any response?
I do show that it was residential service of that hearing in aid of execution returned to her husband. I will note she called after receiving the contempt paperwork, which I appreciate, and explaining why she missed that court date, and appreciate her being here today. But I would ask at this point, I guess, for no sanctions, penalties, or fines, but I'd ask that we do have an indirect finding of contempt that can be purged by doing a debtor's exam, just so that is noted in the file. And if you would prefer, she can certainly call my office within 2 days to comply with the debtor's exam portion of that to protect her personally identifiable information. But if she fails to do that, I'd ask for there to be another contempt hearing where there'd be potentially a second finding of contempt. So that's what I'd ask for.
Okay.
So I am going to find Ms. Jameson that you are in contempt. I'm not going to do any sanctions because I think I want you to be able to get this resolved.
Yes, that's our plan.
Right. It sounds like, I feel like maybe you have followed up on taking care of things. You do have employment, so
Yes.
that will help you be able to take care of things. Your husband has set up some type of arrangement.
Yeah, he neglected to tell me that we needed to call RC to reset up our payments. So he did get garnished. And of course, that's our own fault. And, you know, I love my husband to death, but he didn't. I kind of handle these things because he has a job where he's not able to take phone calls, et cetera, things like that. So I've been trying to get all this followed up since I am working now and try to get all of this taken care of. He was out of work for a good 4 or 5 months. And then I substitute taught. And then of course we know school got canceled.
Right.
So that was difficult. I was lucky enough to get unemployment, which just helped us keep up on everything, paying bills, you know, so we didn't get behind. So that was definitely a blessing because we're not behind on rent or utilities or any of that stuff, which would have really gotten really bad. So.
Can I just verify your address very quickly to make sure that
You
you
bet.
have, is it the 706 Madison?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. We
And so-
moved there a little over a year ago.
So, Ms. Jamison, what I want to stress with you
Yes.
is you need to contact their office.
Okay.
And I'm assuming that you have their phone number?
Yes, I have all the paperwork that I got a hold of her.
Okay.
Yes.
So you need to contact their office and provide the information that's needed and set up a payment.
Okay.
And you need to do that within 2 days, okay? If you
Sure.
fail to do that,
Right.
what Norton County Hospital will do, Ms. Sweeley as their attorney, they're going to file another motion for contempt for
Understand.
failing to follow through with the court's order. And if there's if there's a finding again of
Mhm.
contempt, then I start looking at sanctions.
Of course, I understand completely.
Okay, so
Unfortunately, it was just an oversight.
okay, so what I'm going to have you do then, you can disconnect from the call. You
Okay.
verified your address and call in and give them or provide them the information they need. I don't want you to do it over the internet because we are live streaming.
I understand. Sure.
Information is confidential, personal information. So,
Yeah, that's no problem.
okay,
But it would be okay to go ahead and call them after this and just go ahead and get all that taken care of?
Ms. Sweeley?
Yes, it would. And I've already made notes as you were talking here. So if you
Okay.
give them your name, they'll be able to pull up your account and see
Okay.
that you've been ordered to contact
Okay.
my office within 2 days, and they'll be able to help you with that portion of it.
Okay.
Okay,
And I have some other paperwork. Wait, I think this, I just want to verify. Yeah, it's Law Office of Amber Brem, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, yep,
Amber's my
I've got it
boss.
right here.
Yep, that's our office. So
Perfect. I'll
okay.
get that phone call taken care of, and I do appreciate your understanding very
All
much.
right. Thank
thank you
you.
for appearing.
And you
You
can just,
bet. All
All
right,
right.
thank you so much.
uh-huh,
Have a good day.
thank you. Ed?
Yes.
Okay, are you there? I didn't know. So on the bottom of your screen, there should be a place where you can, it'll say video. Do you
Where it
see?
says, start video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it shut off? Is there a red line through it?
Yeah, there is.
Can you click it?
Yeah, it says I'd have to go to my settings to enable the access.
Okay. Well, I think then we'll just go ahead and just do this with you participating, not
Okay.
by live appearance. I mean, you're live, but I
Yeah.
can't see you. So, and also I need to advise you that we are live streaming, so don't provide any personal information or
Okay.
personal identifiers, okay? And I'll give you an opportunity to do that.
Okay.
Just like the lady before you. So, okay, so this has been quite a drawn out process on this motion for contempt.
Yeah.
Okay, because it started back in February.
Mm-hmm.
And you had contacted the court and advised us that you were hospitalized.
Yes.
And I asked you to please provide a statement.
Mhm.
And you did. I went in and I see that was on file.
Yep.
And then, so you were ordered to appear, I think it was May from that point, and the May hearings got canceled. And
Mhm.
then we moved it, possibly, I think yours was moved to another date and then moved here.
Yeah.
Moved to this date. So this has been kind of a long drawn out process on this motion for contempt. But what's occurred and why this has happened is because back in, and I believe it was November, you were ordered to appear to do a hearing in aid or contact the attorney's office and provide them with information that was
Yes.
required, right? Do you remember all of that? It's been almost a year now.
Yeah, I believe that's all right. Yeah.
Okay. And so when you did not appear in November, then the motion for contempt was issued for your appearance in February. And as I had explained, there was numerous reasons why this was continued out. So we are now in September of 2020, and we're dealing with your November 2019 failure to appear.
Okay.
Okay? So what I would ask is, if you can recall, please, why you did not appear in November of 2019 as ordered by the court.
I'm trying to remember back that far. I remember getting a hold of their office and giving them the information that they needed, but I'm having a hard time recalling why I couldn't make it. And he said he would let them know. I remember talking to a guy. I remember that. And
Okay.
I think it was work related. I think I got called in, and I got called early that morning, and I completely spaced that I had a court hearing that day. And usually when my work calls, it's kind of an emergency deal, so I usually go. And I'm thinking that's what happened.
Okay.
It just, like I said, it was early morning, and I completely spaced that it was that day that I had to be in court. So I just told them, yeah, I'd be right there.
Okay.
And I work at the prison, so usually it's a hurry up and go type deal.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Miss Sweeley.
Yeah, I do show that he called back then. He said it was a family emergency and he could not make it.
Okay.
But it looks like he called at 10:03 in the morning on the day of the hearing. So my staff,
Yeah, okay.
I mean, I understand that you called it an emergency, but my staff does not typically excuse people when I'm an hour from North, and I'm already there. So
Yeah.
that's why. I guess my further question would be that you and I met face to face, it looks like back in May of 2019, and you'd set a payment plan. And I thought we had this taken care of, and you didn't make any payments toward that payment plan. So I don't want to get into your personally identifying information, but I'm just curious why that happened, because that really is what resulted in all of the missed hearings. Was that the last time you and I talked face to face, you just didn't keep up with what you said you were going to, and I didn't hear from you. So
yeah, I've had a lot of personal issues throughout the last year or two, and I finally got all that worked out, and I'm doing better at work, and I just got a promotion. So I've had a lot of child support that I pay out per month, and that's really kept it where I barely get my bills paid to live and eat. And I always thought I could be able to get that little bit of overtime to help pay that hospital bill down, and it just never worked out that way. But now I've got most all that settled up and got a lot of that stuff taken care of. So really, this bill right here is about my only bill left that I need to pay off. The rest of it was stuff that was prior to that I had to get paid up to improve my credit and get that taken care of. And like I said, this one right here is looking at all my credit stuff the other day, this is the only one that is holding me up right now.
I guess in this case, just because this has been a pretty drawn out process, I would ask that we do an indirect finding of contempt, but with no no sanctions, penalties, fines, etc. And that he be ordered to do a debtor's exam with me and to comply with that by calling my office and providing all of his financial information, including the, more sensitive, personally identifying information that we can't do because we're on YouTube. And that he be ordered to do that within 2 days, or that there be another contempt hearing where he faces a second finding of contempt.
Okay.
Okay. So, Mr. Sorter, I want to make sure you understand that there is going to be a finding of indirect contempt, but there won't be sanctions. And
Okay.
if you call within 2 days, and as you heard me say earlier, to the lady before you, you're already off. You're already doing this. If you call here after we hang up, you should be able to be put in touch with somebody that can take that information.
Okay.
And then work with them on setting up a payment arrangement. And that way you can get things going and things can get taken care of, and hopefully you won't have to come back before me. But if you don't do that within the next 2 days, then she's going to ask that a citation for contempt issue again. And her next appearance date is in November. And when you appear, then there would be a finding of contempt, and contempt can hold, if there is a finding and sanctions implied, it could be up to 30 days in jail, $500, requests for attorney fees. So in order to avoid all of that, if you would call her, then she's not going to have that issued out. And you may be able to visit with Miss Sweely personally, but one of her assistants would be able to do that. She's entered the information in the phone, like I said earlier, or into her computer, sorry. And like I said earlier, we're live on YouTube. I don't want you providing personal information over the internet. That may, yeah. So if you would please take a few minutes and make that extra phone call and get this taken care of, then you'll be done, and hopefully we won't have to deal with it again.
Can
Okay.
I just verify your street address? You don't even have to say the city and everything out loud, but it's the 513 Jones. Is that correct, sir?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
I won't go into more detail than that. I just want to make sure I have the right address for you as we're kind of signing off here.
Okay.
And Ed, also, do you have their phone number?
I believe I do. I think it's in my phone.
Okay, I would really prefer that you get it so that 2 days don't pass and you're like, oh crap, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. So do you have a pen?
Yes, I do.
Miss Wheely, if you could provide that number for him.
Absolutely. It is 620-227-3190.
90. Okay.
Okay, that's the number you need to call and provide everything, all that information.
Okay.
All right, any questions?
No, I don't think so at this time.
Okay, all right. You can disconnect the call then.
All right. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Bye.
Bye. Okay. Let me
All right.
make sure there's nobody else here, but the clerks have been really good about notifying me when people are out there waiting. So
Good deal. Thank you.
I'm going to run out there really quick. Whew. All right, and there's nobody out there.
Okay.
I'm just going to go through the answers real quick. I know
No, that's perfect. I think it's good to go over the list.
Yes. Tamara Barnes was default.
Yes.
And Teresa Daniels appeared and admitted to.
Yes.
And then I'm showing no service on Reese Davies.
I show the same.
And then Kelly and Terry Graybast, you'll be filing a dismissal.
Yes.
Julie Hilburn will be default. However, you advised me that she did pay, and so there may be a dismissal rather than a default judgment.
She's contacted our office to say she's going to pay. I haven't received the payment yet, but yes, I'm
Okay,
going to give her that dismissal should we receive that payment.
okay. And then Kendra Merchant and Nicole Osha Bazan are both excused.
Yes.
We continued, my note says continue Tori Fringer, but she actually called in and appeared.
Yes.
And hopefully we'll complete that debtor's exam soon. I'm going to show that she appeared.
Okay. That's what I'm reflecting that appearance in my notes as well.
Okay, and Maria Franklin.
I showed
No.
that she was served and did not appear. Let me verify that she didn't call into my office.
Okay,
I don't show, oh, I got the number wrong. That's not her.
18 LM 147.
Yeah, I don't show that she's called. I show that she was validly served and does not appear. So I've requested a show cause be issued.
Right, and so I will grant your request. The next one is Kayla Peterson. She did appear, and we're going to continue that to your November appearance.
10:15 a.m.
15, yes. And then Heather Waterman, I'm also showing that will be continued. She appeared in the Decatur County or Oberlin Court
Right.
in November. Okay. And I don't have the date of service on April or Jared Maupin. I'm guessing it's Jared.
It's Jared, and I show that it was picked up, and I have a return receipt I have a return receipt from the USPS tracking number, but instead of writing a name, the person wrote COVID. So that's weird. I was going to say that I was going to ask if we could continue that contempt to the next one to give him the opportunity, but I mean, it got delivered to the address, but instead of writing a name, the person wrote COVID, which I'm not sure what that means, and I've had no contact from them. So that's a unique scenario. So
we'll continue it then until November.
a lot of continuances till November. So.
Yeah. Okay. And then,
Sorry.
No, that's okay.
Trying to give people the benefit of the doubt during these times. So
I know. So no return on Candy Parker.
show the same.
And it sort of appeared, and so did Laura Jameson.
Yes.
All right. Yay.
Congrats to everyone. And I'll be glad to be there in person for it in November.
I'll be glad to see you too.
Yeah, I'm getting so sick of sitting at the desk because I'm so used to traveling everywhere that
It's hard.
to sit here all day.
I have that same issue. Do a few things in the courtroom, but yeah, I sit a lot, but I'll be glad to be able to get out of my office setting more.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
All right. Well, take care. We'll see you in November. Thank you, Judge.
Bye-bye.